I was 3 slides deep into a presentation that could change my career, a $4.2 million contract that would make me the youngest VP in my firm's history, when my phone lit up on the mahogany conference table. One text from Dad. Then another. I ignored the first buzz. The second made my stomach twist. During the bathroom break, I finally looked. Brianna, we are giving your seat to Talia. She needs this trip more than you do. I read it twice. Then 3 times. Talia, my brother's fiancée. The woman who'd been between opportunities for the past 2 years. The same woman who borrowed $800 from Mom for business supplies and bought a designer handbag instead. The woman who, just last month, asked me with complete sincerity, "Wait, the Maldives, is that the one near Cancun?" I stared at my phone screen, waiting for the "just kidding." That never came. Instead, another message dropped. "You'll understand. Try not to make this harder than it needs to be." That's when something inside me, something that had been bending for years, finally snapped clean through. I didn't call. Didn't curse. Didn't fire off a paragraph of rage. I typed one word. Okay. I hit send and walked back into that conference room with a smile that made my boss ask if I'd gotten good news. Something like that, I said. They had absolutely no idea what that okay meant. But they would. My name is Brianna Mitchell, and for 6 years, I've been the family ATM nobody bothered to thank. Not once. Not ever. I paid Mom and Dad's property taxes when Dad's consulting gig dried up. I covered the plumber when their basement flooded. I bought groceries every other week and filled their tank with gas just until things turned around. Things never turned around. When my older brother Ethan got engaged to Talia Morse, a self-described wellness entrepreneur who'd never sold a single wellness product, I smiled through gritted teeth and wrote the check for their engagement party. $4,000 for past apps and a cake neither of them thanked me for. But this? The Maldives trip? This was supposed to be different. This was supposed to be ours. I'd saved for 18 months. Researched for 6. I booked the whole damn thing myself, a $40,000 dream vacation package. Overwater bungalows with glass floors. Private chef dinners on the beach. Sunrise yoga. Sunset catamaran cruises. Couples massages that cost more than most people's monthly rent. It wasn't about showing off. It was about finally doing something for my family that wasn't born out of crisis or guilt. I wanted 1 week where nobody asked me to Venmo them grocery money. 1 week where I wasn't the problem solver, the backup plan, the safety net with a credit card. Dad called it a once-in-a-lifetime family reset. I actually believed him. I should have known better. Because the moment Talia found out I was paying for everything, she started treating me like a travel agent. Can you make sure my villa has good lighting for Instagram? Is there a vegan option for literally everything? Do you think you could cover our outfits too? I want us to look cohesive in photos. I swallowed every snarky response. I wanted peace more than I wanted to be right. Then Dad kicked me off my own trip. For her mental health. Because she was stressed. Because she deserved it more than I did. Apparently, stress only counts when you don't have a job. They were about to learn a very expensive lesson about who actually held this family together. And it wasn't them. The morning after Dad's text, I woke up at 5:47 a.m., not because of my alarm, but because rage is an excellent motivator. I made coffee. Sat on my balcony. Watched the sun bleed orange across the skyline. Then I called the airline. Hi, yes, I'm calling about booking confirmation KLM 4739. I need to verify the passenger manifest. The agent, a woman named Dorothy with a thick Louisiana accent, pulled up my reservation. Yes, I see 4 passengers currently listed. Is there an issue? Has anyone attempted to modify this booking in the last 24 hours? A pause. Keyboard clicking. Actually, yes. Yesterday evening, someone called attempting to report you as medically unable to travel. They wanted to substitute another passenger in your place. My hand tightened around the coffee mug. And we couldn't verify their identity. They failed the security questions. Twice. I closed my eyes. Talia. It had to be Talia. Dorothy's voice softened. Whoever called claimed to be you. They used your name. That's technically identity fraud. Something cold and sharp settled in my chest. Can you flag this reservation? I asked. I want alerts for any changes. I want ID verification required at every checkpoint. And I want to make absolutely certain that no one can modify this booking without my direct, verified consent. I can do that, Dorothy said. And between you and me, I'd consider filing a report. Thank you, Dorothy. I'll handle it. I hung up. Then I opened my laptop. And I started cancelling everything. The Grand Sunset Resort and Spa, cancellation confirmed. Full refund processed. Maldives luxury charters, yacht dinner for 4, cancelled. Refund pending. Aquavision photography, underwater couples shoot, cancelled. Deposit returned. Serenity Spa Maldives, 4 deep tissue massages, cancelled. Credit issued. Island Wings seaplane transfers, private charter, cancelled. Refund approved. One by one, I dismantled the entire trip. Every vendor. Every experience. Every carefully curated moment I'd spent months planning. Gone. I rerouted the refunds into a separate travel account under my name only. Then I called my credit card company and had them remove Dad's name as an authorized user, a precaution I should have taken years ago. Just to confirm, the representative said, "You're revoking authorization for, let me see, Nathan Mitchell." That's correct. Effective immediately. Effective 10 minutes ago. When I hung up, my hands were shaking. Not from fear. From power. Because for the first time in my entire adult life, I wasn't bending over backward to accommodate people who saw me as a resource instead of a daughter. While they celebrated Talia's lucky break over takeout pizza that night. Yes, I saw the Instagram story. I was at Home Depot buying new deadbolts. I changed every lock in my townhouse. Front door. Back door. Garage entrance. I disabled the smart lock codes Dad and Ethan had been using for emergencies. I deleted their profiles from my Wi-Fi network. I retrieved the spare key Dad had borrowed 8 months ago and never returned, found it under his car's floor mat, exactly where I thought it would be. Then I installed a video doorbell with motion alerts. If they wanted access to my space, my resources, my life, they'd have to ask. And I'd have to agree. Which I wouldn't. That night, Ethan texted me. "Hey sis, Talia's so excited. Thanks for being understanding. We'll bring you back something cool." I stared at that message for a full minute. Thanks for being understanding. As if I'd graciously stepped aside. As if I'd volunteered. I typed and deleted 4 different responses before settling on. "Have a great trip." He sent back a thumbs up emoji. I blocked his number. Not permanently. Just until I was ready to watch the fireworks. The day of their departure, I woke up early, made myself a smoothie, and settled onto my couch with my laptop and a front row seat to chaos. I'd set up alerts for everything. Email confirmations. Text notifications. Even a Google alert for Maldives travel disaster, just in case someone rage posted online. At 9:42 a.m., my phone buzzed. An email from the airline. Attempted check-in failed. Booking reference KLM 4739 invalid. I smiled into my coffee. Showtime. Ethan called first. I let it go to voicemail. "Bri, hey, we're at the airport and there's some kind of issue with the booking. Can you call me back? It's urgent." I deleted it. Dad called next. Then Mom. Then Ethan again. I silenced my phone and turned on a podcast about financial independence. At 11:03 a.m., a text finally broke through my Do Not Disturb settings. It was from Mom, and it must have been marked as an emergency contact override. "Brianna, please call US back. They're saying we have no reservation. They're saying everything was cancelled. What is happening?" I waited 5 minutes. Then I replied, "Sorry, I'm in a meeting. Can't talk. Hope you figure it out." I added a smiley face. Because I'm not a monster. I'm just done being a doormat. At 1:37 p.m., Ethan tried one last time. This time, I answered, "Brianna, what the hell did you do?" I leaned back against my couch cushions, utterly calm. Hi, Ethan. How's the airport? Don't play dumb. The resort has no record of us. The seaplane company says we cancelled. The entire trip is gone. Did you actually cancel everything? I did. Silence. You cancelled the whole trip. Well, I said slowly, Dad told me Talia needed my seat more than I did. So I figured, if I'm not going, why would I pay for it? That's insane, Brianna. Is it? Because last time I checked, I'm the one who paid for everything. My money. My trip. My decision. His voice cracked. You're being petty. No, Ethan. I'm being done. And I hung up. They didn't come home that day. Apparently, Dad, ever the optimist, refused to accept defeat. Instead, he booked them into the Sunshine Budget Inn, a 2-star hotel near the Maldives airport with a TripAdvisor rating of 3.2 and reviews that included phrases like mystery stains and please bring bug spray. I know this because Talia posted about it. Not intentionally, of course. She tried to make it sound aspirational. Sometimes the universe redirects you to where you really need to be. Grateful for this unexpected adventure. #trust the journey, #blessed. The photo showed a cement block room with fluorescent lighting and a view of a dumpster. Someone commented, "Girl, where are you?" She deleted the post 6 minutes later. Over the next 2 days, I got exactly 3 texts from Dad. The first, "We need to talk when we get back." The second, "You've crossed a line, young lady." The third, "Your mother is very upset." I responded to none of them. Instead, I went to brunch with my best friend Kelsey, got a deep tissue massage, and binge-watched an entire season of a cooking show where people yell at each other about soufflés. It was the most relaxed I'd felt in years. On day 3, they came home early. I knew they were back because my video doorbell caught them pulling into my driveway at 4:18 p.m., sunburned, exhausted, and visibly furious. Dad got out first. Then Mom. Then Ethan, who looked like he'd aged 5 years. Talia stayed in the car. Smart girl. Dad marched up to my front door and grabbed the handle. Locked. He tried again. Still locked. Then he pounded on the door. Brianna. Open this door right now. I watched from the upstairs window, mug of tea in hand, and said absolutely nothing. I let them stew for a solid 10 minutes before I finally walked downstairs and opened the door. Not all the way. Just enough to make them ask. What, I said evenly, can I do for you? Dad's face was tomato red. You embarrassed us. You humiliated your brother. You ruined what was supposed to be a family trip. I tilted my head. Funny. I thought I wasn't family anymore. Since you kicked me off the trip. That's not. You gave my seat to someone who tried to impersonate me. Talia called the airline pretending to be me. Dad. That's a federal crime. Mom gasped. Ethan looked at the ground. Dad sputtered. She didn't mean. I don't care what she meant. I care what she did. Talia finally emerged from the car, mascara smudged, arms crossed. You didn't have to punish us, Brianna. I looked at her, really looked at her, and laughed. Not mean. Just tired. Talia, I didn't punish you. I stopped funding you. There's a difference. You cancelled everything out of spite. No, I said. I cancelled everything because it was mine. And you don't get to take what's mine and then act like I'm the villain for not letting you. Dad's finger shot up, shaking. You went too far. I met his eyes. No, Dad. I stopped going out of my way. That landed differently than I expected. Because for the first time, I saw something flicker across his face that wasn't anger. It was fear. Fear that I meant it. Fear that I was done. I stepped outside, barefoot on the cool concrete, and handed Dad an envelope. What's this? A boundary. He opened it. Inside was a printed letter, 1 page, single-spaced, very clear. Effective immediately. I will no longer cover household expenses for anyone but myself. I will not provide emergency loans, bailouts, or financial favors. I will not pay for trips, events, or celebrations I am not equally invested in. I will not be anyone's backup plan. All shared accounts, passwords, and access codes have been revoked. This is not punishment. This is self-preservation. Dad's hands trembled as he read it. You're cutting us off. No, I said quietly. You cut me out first. I'm just making it official. Mom's voice cracked. Brianna, we're your family. Then act like it. I stepped back inside. And I locked the door. That night, I opened my laptop and did something I should have done years ago. I booked a trip. Just for me. Not a family reset. Not a group bonding experience. Just Brianna. 7 nights at the Vila Private Island Resort, the most exclusive property in the Maldives. Overwater villa with a private infinity pool. Butler service. Michelin star dining. Spa treatments that cost more per hour than most people's car payments. I upgraded everything. And I smiled the entire time. 3 weeks later, I was on a plane. As we lifted off, I pulled out my phone and sent one final text to Dad. I finally got the break I needed. Thanks for the inspiration. Then I turned on airplane mode and didn't think about them for 7 straight days. The Maldives was everything I'd imagined and more. I watched the sunrise alone, coffee in hand, feet dangling over turquoise water. I had dinner on the beach with nothing but the sound of waves and my own thoughts. I read 3 books. Took 100 photos. Learned to paddleboard. And I didn't feel guilty. Not once. When I got home, there were no texts waiting. No calls. No apologies. But also, no requests. No can you cover this, or just until next month, or it's an emergency. Silence. And somehow, that felt like the biggest victory of all. It's been 4 months since the Maldives disaster. Dad and I talk now, but it's different. He doesn't ask for money. I don't offer. We meet for coffee once a month, split the bill, and talk about surface-level things like weather and sports. It's not warm, but it's honest. Mom sends cards on holidays. I send them back. Ethan and I are working on it. Slowly. He apologized last month. Actually apologized, not the sorry you feel that way kind, and admitted Talia was out of line. They're in couples therapy now. Good for them. As for Talia, she unfollowed me on Instagram. I'll survive. The truth is, I don't regret a single thing I did. Not the cancellations. Not the locks. Not the letter. Because for the first time in my adult life, I'm not drowning under the weight of everyone else's expectations. I'm not the ATM. I'm not the safety net. I'm not the fixer. I'm just Brianna. And that's enough. Last week, I got a text from an unknown number. Hey. It's Ethan. New phone. Just wanted to say. I get it now. What you did. Why you did it. I'm sorry. I stared at it for a long time. Then I replied. Thank you. That means a lot. He didn't ask for anything. I didn't offer. And somehow, that felt like the beginning of something real. Next month, I'm going to Iceland. Solo. Because I can. Because I want to. And because I finally learned the most important lesson of all. You teach people how to treat you. And I'm done being the lesson in how far someone can push before you break. I didn't break. I bent. Then I snapped back. And I've never felt stronger.